Michael Prince here with becausefamily.org, familytechblog.com. For our Let's Review episode this week, I want to walk us through Common Sense Media's new information or their new data concerning kids or teenagers and social media. So we're going to walk through the results from their study and talk about that, and we'll go from there. There is a link below on the article below, and in the Facebook comments, there is a link that will lead you to the commonsensemedia.org article about this study, and from there we will you'll see more. You can find the download link to this as well as their infographic and some of that. So what they've done is they studied over 1,000 teenagers, they surveyed them, and they compared the data to a similar survey from 2012. So we have 6 years of information, or 6-year gap between 2012 information about social media use in teens and the information about social media use in teens this year. And so there's a few key points I want to hit. I hit some in the article at familytechblog.com, but I want to hit a few more and a little more in depth on my thoughts on the overall state of social media in teens through this video. So first off is this: unsurprisingly, social media use among teenagers has dramatically increased since 2012. As you can see, it says that 89% have their own smartphones, 70% use social media multiple times a day. It's what you would expect to see. We can see that in our life all the time. We can see that with our kids all the time. They don't use Facebook as much. That's also not a surprise. The numbers of young people who use Facebook has been declining. We know that. Then they talk a little bit about how it makes them feel using social media. Most of the data is very positive about how social media makes these kids feel. Now, they were surveyed, so they had to say for themselves how it felt, how they feel, but most of them said that it made them feel more popular, more confident, feel better about themselves. Few of them said, most of them said it made them feel less anxious, less depressed, and less lonely. So on one hand, you have, okay, cool, social media maybe isn't such a bad thing that it's like causing more depression or whatever, but also you've got to think, if the interactions in social media is what's making our kids feel more popular or more confident or feel better about themselves, is that the right source of those feelings for them? Something like social media. I don't know. It's a question. It's not, I don't have the answer to that. It just makes me ask that question. This information does. Kids with low social emotional well-being have a more negative impact or a more negative experience with social media. And those with a high self-esteem, high social awareness, they have a better experience on social media. So what it seems to me like is that most of the trends that you see in your kids are going to be heightened by social media. So if your kid is the popular, happy-go-lucky, easygoing kid, social media will make them more popular, possibly more easygoing, and more, happy-go-lucky, so to speak. If they're the opposite, if they seem to be kind of down all the time, if they're more depressed, if they have more bad days than good days, social media could and is more likely to, according to this study, make those days worse. Now, there is conversation in this about social media being an outlet for kids' creativity as well as some of their mental health discussion. And so if they feel concerned about certain things, how they feel mentally and whatever, they are able to possibly discuss that with friends and stuff on social media. And some of them even reach out to professionals possibly. Where most kids preferred communicating in person in 2012, according to their studies, they are now more likely to want to communicate through texting, and then social media and video chatting has been added as more increasing. And this is a trend. It's trending upward. So is it going to continue to trend upward to say that, most of them will want to talk on social media and video chat, and much fewer of them will want to talk to each other in person? That's something that could be kind of a concern for parents and for educators and people like that. Kids understand that tech companies are using things to try to manipulate them to use their products more. They get that. They know that's how it works. And they agree that they get distracted more and more. As you can see here, they spend more time on their digital devices and say that digital distractions interfere with homework, personal relationships, and even sleep. The sleep's a really big deal, especially for young kids. They shouldn't be losing sleep, and social media or tech devices cause them to do so. They have more exposure to some of the negativity in the world through social media. That's something that I've really noticed with parents. They don't understand where their kid is getting this negativity. They don't understand why their kid believes politically the opposite of what the parents believe. There was a day when we were raised by our family, our parents, our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, those around us, the people in our church, the people in our community groups. That's who raised us. Well, now kids have access to the globe, so they're raised by the people in the globe. Everybody, whoever can contact them, come and contact them through social media, can influence their decisions. And oftentimes, and this happens with adults, it's not just teenagers, whatever you're already thinking, you go out and you find what you want to support what you're thinking, whether it be a diet or how you should exercise or how you feel with your mental health, what you think politically, what you think religiously, what you think about pick an issue. You can find support and data to back up your thoughts from anywhere on the internet, no matter what you think. And so this is something that is very obvious to kids. Now, here's one right here that I thought was very interesting and not surprising, but it's one that made me think, hey, this is still something that's a red flag for teens using their devices. When do they silence them? When they're going to sleep, over half said they did. When they're having a meal, less than half say yes when I'm having a meal. Less than half say they silence their devices when they're doing homework. 31% say they silence their devices when they're visiting family, and 16% said only 16% said they silence their device when they're hanging out with friends. In fact, over 50% said, yeah, we just sit with our friends and we all play on our devices the whole time. Which, how many of you have seen that? Your kids have friends come over, and those kids, they all sit in the room together and text each other, or they goof off on their phones together, or two boys sit over there and play Fortnite together. I truly think we live in a world that is not going to eliminate the social media influence in our lives and our kids' lives. Social media is here to stay. It's forever. It's just a part of life. Unless something crazy happens, I truly feel like that's just something that's going to be around for a long time. What we have to understand is our kids are going to use this, and our job is to figure out how we're okay with them using it and what influence we're okay with it having in their lives. If you think it's good that your kid can access the globe and be resourced by all the people in the world and start and open their mind and think that way, the social media world is out there for them it's their oyster, so to speak. If you're one who's concerned about that and you think that they need to have a little more of a covering or an umbrella with how they think and how they feel while they're growing up, then you may be concerned about the amount of time they spend on social media. Overall, we do need to be concerned because in this study, they did ask kids about their self-regulation of their device usage, and most of the kids admit that they don't do very good at keeping themselves off their devices in times when they maybe shouldn't be using them. So we have to help them and guide them through their time spent using their devices and the time spent on social media, and help them do better at managing that screen time and managing that time in contact with the whole world. So, and remember, the social media is, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, but most of the games they play online are social now. There's chat rooms. There's people that you jump in and you talk to on the microphones, on the headsets, whether they're playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or PUBG or H1Z1 or whatever, even World of Warcraft or Hearthstone or whatever the game is that they're into. They can have conversations with these people. Those are also social, and this stuff applies. So keep that in mind and make good choices. Help your kids make quality choices. You be an example and a role model of when it's time to put your phone down. Leave it alone. Use something like Unglue to monitor the time that they spend on their devices. Use something like Bark to keep tabs on what they're doing on their Messenger apps and those kinds of things. Use that stuff to monitor what they're doing, to help them manage their screen time, and to help them make good choices and grow up to be the kind of person that knows how to manage their time on screen. So Thank you so much for watching my video, my unpacking. Thank you to Common Sense Media for putting these kinds of studies out. I recommend commonsensemedia.org for so many things, whether it's movie reviews for families or tech reviews, app reviews. They do a lot of great stuff, and I just wanted to unpack their results from this finding and let you know kind of what I thought about it, kind of translate a little bit of it for you. And like I said, go to the article at familytechblog.com and you can click on the link to go to their article about this study where they have the infographic and everything for you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Check us out at familytechblog.com, becausefamily.org, and we'll see you on the next video. Hi, I'd like to thank you for watching our videos. I just wanted to let you know that Because Family is a nonprofit organization. All money donated to Because Family goes to help us make videos like this, articles like the one this video is attached to, do seminars and free workshops for families to teach them how to keep their kids safe online, to teach digital citizenship to kids, to write curriculum, and all kinds of wonderful stuff that we try to do to help families be internet smart and safe. So if you'd like to donate, you can go to becausefamily.org/partnership and give to help us keep doing that. Thanks a lot.